Hi, this is, my name's Reed Jolly, this is Keith Shutt, and this is Worse Than 10. And if you're watching this, hopefully you're not watching from Syria.
Because your power's probably out.
Yep, and there's probably no Wi-Fi either.
Yeah, or you're probably watching a looped session on YouTube of Lenny Kravitz's wardrobe malfunction.
Well,
if you're Ruben.
What are you talking about?
You haven't watched it?
Uh-uh.
You haven't seen his Beans and Franks?
No, I'm sure I haven't.
Actually, it's just probably one Frank.
Oh boy. So fantasy, how'd you do this week?
Oh man, I'm probably doing.
I know how you're doing in our league.
Yeah.
You're dead last.
Yeah, I know. That's
and
horrible.
Parker busted your balls about it.
Did he?
Yeah,
No.
you didn't see the thread?
No, I can't.
About
see
you
that.
guys have your own fantasy show, and how are you dead last? I was like, you gotta talk to Keith and Jeremy about that
Yeah,
shit.
well,
Because I'm
yeah,
not last.
Things happen, and Parker can say all he wants because he had Aaron Rodgers just explode this weekend. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
we'll see how it comes in the end. I didn't do very well last year, and I still won the trophy. Remember, I kind of came back and just set steady and strong to the end, and finally showed up. So
I went 1-3, not proud, but only because Brett didn't get the memo on DeMarco Murray, and didn't know he wasn't starting. So some of the things that happened this week: Chiefs and Packers, another great game by the Chiefs, got demolished.
you know, they made it look close at the end, I guess.
Yeah, they finally started trying at the end, but they did break the curse.
They did. They finally.
Wide receiver caught a touchdown. Jeremy Maclin is finally relevant in fantasy now for touchdowns, so that's good. People can start. They can start starting him. They probably already have for 3 weeks, but now they can start getting points for him.
I know they can expect something from just besides 5 receptions or 50 yards.
For some, they can start getting more than 5 points.
Maybe a touchdown every 3 weeks might actually
Yeah.
come on their starting lineup.
Big Ben injured, MCL sprain, and a bone bruise. So if you're a Big Ben owner, you can either panic or go pick up Michael Vick, the dog killer. I bet he wishes they had FanDuel for dog fighting.
You might be panicking if you have Antonio Brown on your team at this point too.
Yeah, or Martavius Bryant coming back from suspension. I have
Yeah.
him. I was sitting on that, and now I'm panicking because I don't think Mike Vick can get him the ball, or Antonio Brown. So that might be a problem. 4 to 6 weeks, though. I wouldn't panic and drop Ben Roethlisberger yet. I would wait, but definitely have a plan B. Hopefully you drafted a backup quarterback, or if you didn't, fucking go grab one. Like a Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I think that kid is awesome. Definitely Tyrod Taylor. I've been preaching for weeks. That kid's amazing. Or even go get Blake Bortles. I think can fill up a couple weeks for you.
Yeah.
Put up some points. I think Derek Carr is for real. The Bears. Jesus, Keith, have they fucking given up already? They are god awful.
They gave up last year kind of early too.
Yeah, and they have traded Jared Allen to the Panthers, who are already 3-0, and we did not see that coming at all.
You know,
we thought they would be in the tank by now.
Obviously, they're
fantasy-wise.
rebuilding for next year. They're trying to get probably higher picks. And
But the Panthers' defense already looks pretty good, and that just made it way better fantasy-wise. So, and they have some good matchups against some really bad teams coming up. LaShawn McCoy.
Hamstring issue, didn't I say?
Yeah, still.
Didn't I say in the beginning of the season that I thought that would bother him?
Yeah, lingering. The Bills are going to sit him for at least a couple weeks. Carlos Williams is going to be your starter, so those of you that were smart and listened to our show and grabbed Carlos Williams and stashed him, especially McCoy owners, you're going to reap the benefits.
I think Carlos Williams is going to have a big contribution the rest of the year.
Yeah,
just starting.
He's got a touchdown, at least one the last 3 weeks, and he's going to have a couple big weeks. And Marshawn Lynch, hamstring, left the game against the Bears last week. Thomas Rawls, undrafted guy this year, came in 104 yards. Looks good. Supposedly Marshawn Lynch is 50-50 to play this week, but...
or 50-50 possibly to play the rest of the year. You don't know.
Yeah, there was a... NFL.com, there's an analyst that said he had a good source that it could be more serious, and people that own Marshawn Lynch might think about trading him now. He may be more seriously injured than they think.
If you trade him, find somebody that hasn't seen the show.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to be talking about.
They may not. It could be serious. We're not saying we know, but I'm glad I don't own Marshawn Lynch. But I did pick up Thomas Rawls just in case to spring it on my unsuspecting opponent this week. And Arian Foster. Now it's Arian Foster time. They're starting to talk on TV. This could be the week. So now you're going to get weeks and weeks of maybes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this week. Maybe it's next week.
You're going to have to change your lineup 10 minutes before a game start. So hopefully he's not playing any Sunday night games or Monday night football. And you're
Oh, God. And if you traded for him, now you can reap the benefits of possibilities and stomach ulcers and all kinds of horse shit. Like Daniel did. Daniel, did you trade for Arian Foster?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Who'd you trade for this last week that didn't do too hot? Dion Lewis?
Dion Lewis, yeah.
So, you need to listen to me sometimes more often than read. Belichick likes to tinker with the system, Dan.
I did not tell him to take Dion Lewis. But I thought that was a good trade. Because I thought he was going to
You can't take a running back from the Patriots with any sense of assurance.
It was worth it. He stuck Graham with Des Bryant. I just wanted to stick it to Graham. So, time for a breakup. We have some players that we think it's time to cut bait with.
Or at least trade them.
Yeah, if you can. But Victor Cruz, there's another guy. It's like, oh, it's this week I'm coming back. Oh, this time. And this was the week he was coming back. They talked about it all week on TV. And now he just hurt himself again in practice. Now he hurt his calf again. So Victor Cruz is out again. So if he's been taking up time on your roster for 4 weeks now, fuck it, cut it. I'm tired of waiting on him, talking about him. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. You want me to throw out a few too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like Jeremy Hill of the Bengals has just been underperforming.
Oh, yeah, I haven't, but I'm not. I can't cut him.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you
trade at that point. Maybe somebody just sees the name and then flashes for him. And
if you can get something for him, I can keep him. I gotta hope to God he does something.
We've been
for
bashing
him.
on Sam Bradford all year, and he still hasn't improved. He's not showing any signs of improvement.
Fuck that guy.
Rashad Jennings. That's a guy I wouldn't have drafted in the first place, just because I know they got a real heavy backfield with Andre Williams, Shane Vereen, and him, and out of all three of them, God, Rashad Jennings just hasn't shown any spark where I'd want him over the other two.
Yeah.
So, and Nelson Aguilar, we talked about cutting him.
We did that last week.
He's horrible.
Maybe later on in the season, he had or something. 0
receptions and he had 4 targets. But we're also talking about that point about Sam Bradford throwing to him.
Yeah, you can't trade anything. No, he's worthless.
So I don't know if you had any others.
Yeah, Isaiah Crowell. I finally I dumped him and picked somebody else off waivers. I forget who I picked up, but they just fired their offensive line coach this week because the situation's so bad there. Marcus Wheaton has been bad anyway, and now with the loss of Big Ben, he's basically a spectator now. It's just horrible. And another one, I don't have the Kansas City defense, but they were drafted as a top 5 defense, and they're just completely exposed now.
Yeah,
they're just terrible. So if you have them, you've got to make other arrangements and pick up, like, I don't know, Johnson County Community College's defense. Creighton, do they have a defense?
The Holy Sisters for the Blind?
Yeah, something.
Creighton hasn't had a football team since 1941.
Ferguson High, anything.
Ferguson.
Terry Bridgewater, that's one you should definitely cut. He might as well be fucking Tony Romo.
Actually,
Tony Romo's probably scoring more points. You put Tony Romo in next week in your fucking lineup, you'll at least come out with a 0 and not negative.
I think Bridgewater actually has more points this season than Sam Bradford, and unfortunately I have both of those assholes in my freaking CBS Sportsline League.
Jesus.
So I'm really hurt.
Yeah. And Andre Johnson, the other one, he actually scored 0 last week. He's put on too much weight and he's old. We talked about that. He's old. So.
And Roddy White too. He's played on the field like 80% of all the plays this season, and he hasn't had anything to show for it. So.
Yeah. And then I got some gems that are on the rise. Some guys you may have picked up. They may still be out there, but these are some guys that are just recently lighting it up. James Jones was at the Raiders for a couple years, but came back with the Packers. Missed all the minicamp. Came right back with the Packers week 1, like he never missed a game. And is lighting it up. Rashard Matthews from Miami, the rookie. Nobody even heard of him. Going in, he's a leading wide receiver there. Unbelievable. Tyrod Taylor, we've been talking about him all season on this show. Derek Carr, we talked about him. I think he's for real. I think he's got great wide receivers there, great running game going. He's a great pickup if you can grab him to cover some of these quarterback losses. And Brian Quick for the Ferguson Rams. This should be this guy's first week back. He's the number 1 wide receiver there. All their little trick plays and shit they're trying there with the Rams, they're not working. I think this guy could be a legit deep threat there, wide receiver. He's tall enough, he's fast. I think that could be a good pickup. And he's available in almost all the leagues.
And like I was saying earlier with Rashad Jennings being on the downswing, I think if you want to stash somebody, pick him up a couple weeks early, I think Andre Williams is a good pickup for that. And Shane Vereen is I think he's 3rd or 4th out of running backs for receptions out of the backfield. So
and I know he's available in a couple of mine.
So you're going to get your points, and Rashad Jennings is serious. He's averaging 2.5 yards a carry right now this season, which is how long are the Giants going to start running back with that kind of average per carry? And he's never shown any signs of explosion going into the line.
And he never stays healthy either, ever.
He's had hamstring issues, I think, most of his career too.
Yeah.
So
we have one email this week from Dave in Overland Park. What do you do if you own Sean McCoy? We covered that kind of, and I actually know that he does have Williams as a handcuff, but I would definitely keep McCoy. Don't cut him, but keep him for a couple weeks. But definitely ride the Carlos Williams train. Definitely. And he had a second question: what should Ladarius Green owners do in San Diego? He did have a concussion last week and was out.
We had a concussion before the season even started from practice. And
I didn't even know that.
So right now, I think
I said that was the second
Green
concussion.
Yeah, it would have been the second this week or this year. So he might be off the field for a couple of weeks.
Well, they said he's going to be back this week actually.
Yeah, but
they just released the guy on the waivers that they picked up for him.
I know, but there's just so much tinkering that a coach doesn't want to do with a tight end that has a concussion, or any player that has a concussion in the year 2015. They showed all the head injuries.
I don't know. I'd see what's out there. If you can grab another tight end with any value, go for it.
He might only be out there on pass plays only.
Yeah.
So
try to grab a good one, but I still like him. But if you can grab someone of value, that's better. DraftKings again. We did it this week and beat the experts. Daniel finished 9th this week, and Reed finished 3rd. I beat Daniel, and won $45. So way better than 39th, my last finish. Daniel, how'd you do the week before?
I took 8th.
8th. So Daniel declined a little bit. Daniel's pretty good, staying there, pretty consistent.
If you spell his name Denial.
Yeah.
I never claimed to be a good speller. But so you can still join our league again. We're doing it again. 225 total prizes. It's on our Facebook. Just click the link or our webpage, worst10.com, and join our league. It's $5 entry. You could beat Daniel and I and all of our followers. So that's the show for this week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.